out there and welcome to my channel. My name is Milesy and we've got some unboxing to do today. Actually, I have got two different packages that we're going to be looking at today. That little one and this great big one. They actually do go together. This is part of the same unboxing, but they came from different sellers and this one goes second. I already know that much, at least. But I have talked about in the past about having never been able to find myself some good scroll bars. So I found myself a different frame, not the ones that I'd used in the past, because those are garbage. So let's get it out of the box and take a look at it and try not to cut our fingers off in the process. That would be nice. Okay. Oh, what are you stuck on down there? Ha. And it comes with a lot of air. That's nice. But this is the main package, which is why it's in something so enormous. And I went for the biggest size they had to be able to do some much bigger pieces. That's why I wanted this. So we'll go ahead, we'll take this out and open this one as well, since I don't feel like dealing with the great big dowel, but I will show you that as well. And in here we have same rods, but much smaller and much easier to deal with while we play with this thing on camera. So this is by, where is the label? American Dream is what this is. Oh, it's way up here. It's the Easy Stitch needlework frames, and this is the 36-inch dowel. This is the 14-inch dowel. So I got a great big one and a nice little reasonable one. And let's actually try to open this up and see what we have. It's coming out of the bottom down there on the other side, so that will be worth being a little bit careful over. And this is the Velcro system, or I guess it's the hook and loop system if you want to avoid trademarks, but let's be real, that trademark got demolished ages ago. So this is the big 36-inch dowel, and it has the loop side of the Velcro attached to it right here, and it's supposed to be the no-baste system, I believe. That's where you stitch the fabric to the dowel rods. This one here uses this stuff instead, so let's see what that looks like, how that goes. And this is some Velcro tape. It actually does have the word Velcro on it, so there we go. And I believe you're supposed to stick this onto your fabric. I don't know about that. We'll take a look at that later and see how that goes. And there's something in my eye. Awesome. There's the instructions. There's one side of the actual frame. And here's the other side. Now, the big test will be whether or not this actually works in my stand. Online reviews were saying yes it does, but we shall see. And it has 3 holes in it, which I suppose will be answered in the instructions. Why does it have 3 holes in it? Maybe it's to make it much smaller for you. I don't know. So let's read the instructions. Cut fabric to size. Be sure to leave 3 to 4 inches on each side for finishing your completed needlework piece. Choose scroll rods and extender bars for frame size desired. Mark the center of your fabric. To find the center, fold fabric in half, first in length, then in width, following the straight grain of the fabric. The fold point is the center. One way to mark the center is attach attach fabric or canvas to scroll rod using the preferred option below, A, Easy Stitch no basting system, which is this. Cut fabric 1 inch longer than the project calls for. That doesn't seem like quite enough, but I guess maybe people tell you what size fabric to use beyond just how big the stitch dimensions are. I don't know. Cut fabric 1 inch longer than the project calls for. The 2 ends of the fabric that attach to the rods. Okay. This allows the tape to be cut off when project is complete. Cut tape to width of fabric. What? Press onto one end of the fabric. See diagram 1B. So apparently you're just relying on the glue to actually hold on to your fabric. I don't know how much I like that. There's the machine or hand basting to webbing. Let's see if I like this better. Make sure fabric is cut evenly at top and bottoms. Sandwich fabric between scroll rod and webbing. What? Make sure fabric is cut evenly. I don't know what webbing it's talking about. The webbing that is not here, I suppose. Okay. So it says cross-stitch and needlepoint pieces should be worked inside of the frame. Roll the fabric around the top, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I think we've got that. That's kind of, reading is not my strong suit. That's why I don't have a job reading. Now let's just get into these ones because they are a little bit nicer. And this one's got a different sheet of paper with it. It has an ad. Okay, so looking at this, no, that doesn't make sense either. Okay, maybe the middle one is for this Twin Towers floor stand that they have on here. I don't know, that's weird. But it looks like what we do is we do this. We have our knobs right here. I can't get in. Here we go. We'll just kind of screw that on. Not enough to tighten it, just enough to keep it where we want it. And we have to put them on together because you can't do them one at a time for probably obvious reasons. And let's take a look here. Get in. So the problem that I have always had with scroll frames is keeping them nice and tight. The other problem I've always had is that they're cheap and they warp really weirdly. But this one, so far in my hands, feels nice and sturdy. It's got some good weight to it. It doesn't feel like it's made out of balsa wood, which is always nice. And we give these a good tighten. And they don't feel like, no, these are not going anywhere. So there we go. There is that. Just kind of unscrew them on either side to loosen them up. And then you can scroll it that way, and we'll do it the same on this side as well. There we go. Now they will scroll enough for you to go through your fabric. Cool. So I've always wanted a scroll frame that actually works. I've never had one. I've gone through a few and they've all been absolute garbage. Now my only concern is whether or not this will actually fit in my stand. The reviews said that they do, but then again, I don't know. I just don't know, basically, is where I am with that, so that will be something worth testing. And then we have the Velcro here, which I don't really want to use too much because, yeah, that's kind of a limited resource. I might probably figure out how one goes about using the other system if I wind up not liking the Velcro. But either way, I bought this so that I could do that unicorn that I purchased to use. So I bought this so that I can actually do large projects like this. This is probably a lot longer than I need it to be, but I want to be able to do enormous projects. And to do enormous projects, I need something quite enormous. And if this is too big, that's fine. I prefer to have way more fabric than I need than to not have enough. And there's no rule really saying that I have to use the entire width of the rod. But there we go. I mean, I like it so far. This feels nice and sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to come out. The rods actually have some heft, unlike the ones that you can get at Michael's that are clearly made out of balsa wood. So it has some weight, which is a little worrying with my piece of junk stand, but you know what? We shall see when we get there. And yeah, this is nice and sturdy. That's not going to go anywhere. And this is wobbly just because I loosened up the bolts. I don't want to strip out the bolts before I even have a chance to use them. That would suck. So yeah, there we go. Not quite sure. Pretty sure these holes in the middle are for their proprietary stand, but I would rather have a universal stand than a whole bunch of stands for each individual thing. Let's go ahead and put that there. But I'm going to take a little while to get to know this. I'm not going to jump right into the unicorn piece. I want to get to know this first. I will probably do a small piece on it just to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I've never had a scroll frame that I've liked or that actually worked. So having one that possibly ticks both boxes does sound really cool, like something I'm really looking forward to. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of time to get to know this. I will post a review of this up next week once I've had the time to see how I like it, because I am filming this several weeks in advance, so that will give me 2 or 3 weeks to get to know this thing. But for you guys, the review will be going up this time next week. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!